People say that this is the wild and murky sound of the first double album by by Bob Dylan, Blonde on Blonde. Oh, there you go. Yeah, some people consider this to be the first double album. I guess some people would. I guess that's to be true, but though, just shortly after this album was released, Blonde on Blonde was released June the 20th in 1966. Though the second double album, though people can consider to be maybe another of its kind, was Freak Out by Frank Zappa and the Mothership. Or, excuse me, the Mothers of Invention, the Mothership. Mothership, yeah. It was just released, I guess 7 days after this album came out, I believe, after Blonde on Blonde. The album was recorded October of 1965 all the way through January the 27th of January through June in 1966. Bob Dylan at this point is absolutely incredible with what he can do, what he can kind of create in that sort of style, and I really like how this album flows very well. And it's perhaps one of my all-time favorite, #1 favorite double album. My second being, Physical Graffiti, and third probably being the White Album. And I do love Quadrophenia and good old Exile, right? Oh yeah, of course. This is when Bob Dylan was really just given so much. He's firing at all cylinders, and you can tell by that face too. I mean, isn't that great, that album cover? Alrighty, the album was recorded in New York City, and so was in Nashville. And of course, most of their songs were recorded in Nashville. They gave it that really, that Mercury sound, right? What I said in the beginning there. Alrighty, it was ranked at number 38, 500 Greatest Albums of All Time, Rolling Stone magazine. It reached number 9 here in the United States, and UK was a bit higher at number 3. Alrighty. We got producer Bob Johnston. Of course, he was the producer for the previous album, Highway 61. And we got so much different additional musicians here, including Bob Dylan's backup band, of course, the Hawks, which were founded by the founder of the one that formed, the co-founder of the Hawks, Ronnie Hawk, right? I believe Hawkins. Ronnie Hawkins, right? Or Ronnie Hawks or whatever. What's in there? Robbie Robertson and who else? Right, those guys, right? I'm trying to think who else, but I just know the main guy, the main guitarist, Robbie Robertson. And of course, the other guys are great too. I just can't figure out what their names were. Levon Helms, I think. Alrighty, some of these players here, some of the additional backup people were also musicians or whatever, were on the previous album, Highway 61, such as Charlie McCoy. He does bass guitar and some other instruments, other additional instruments. We also got Al Cooper again, playing organ, and he does a lot of the drunken voices for Rainy Day Woman, which is great. We got Bill Atkins on keyboards, and of course we got the amazing Kenny Buttrey, man. He really just kicks ass on this album, man. That and Nashville Skyline, and he plays on New Morning, and then plays for other artists too, like Neil Young. I think Harvest. I think he plays drums on Harvest. We got a guy named Jerry Kennedy on guitar. Wayne Moss, he's another additional guitarist. And Hargus Pig Robbins, I don't know who that is, but he plays keyboards here. And we got Joe South on here as well, playing bass and guitar. He's the guy that sung The Games People Play, da 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 dee. And he wrote a whole bunch of other pop songs like Hush and all that. And Walk a Mile in My Shoe. Oh yeah, he did that song too. And of course the Hawks, Robbie Robertson, the other guys, Alrighty, By the way, this album cover, I always thought this was so cool when I first saw this album cover. And there's also the the bootleg, the cutting edge that has like the alternative cover or whatever. I really like how this folds out, and you kind of get additional photos and stuff. And there's him live, probably in that was the Royal Albert Hall, or I don't know if that's in Ireland or something, Dublin. Another bunch of great photos, and there's plenty of more other photos out there on Google. You can just search it up or whatever, and find other alternate covers of Blonde on Blonde. Photographer's name was Jerry Schatzberg. The picture is blurred out and out of focus because of the the whole drug thing, I guess. It's the kind of in that double rotunda, or that double meaning or whatever, of blonde on blonde, which is kind of interesting because that if you cut out the last few the LONDE, and Bob, so maybe that's why he called it Blonde on Blonde. I don't know. I'm not Bob Dylan, so I don't know. The picture was taken at the Meatpacking District in New York City on 375 West Street in New York City. So that's very cool, very unique. Alrighty, we got a whole bunch of singles here that came off this album. My goodness. All the way out to 1967. So here we go. Rainy Day Woman went to number 2, such as that's Like a Rolling Stone was also at number 2, right? In May of that year, 1966. Then June, July, it comes out with I Want You, at number 20 on the Billboard Hot 100. And then August, September, October, I guess, he comes out with Just Like a Woman. Went to number 33. And then 1967, I couldn't find where this was placed on the Billboard chart, so I kind of had it questioned. Leopard Skin Pillbox Hat being the last of the song, last single off this album, from April 1967. So, without further ado, is there anything else I can possibly say about this? Other than just saying that it's a great album. I mean, I know I did a video, so maybe this album review won't be as long, because I've already talked about why this album's so great. I had the why Blonde on Blonde is so unique, right? I made that video, it kind of was praising it, I think it's great. At this time, Bob Dylan was really becoming, really being introspective, and now being a little bit more romantic now. He's being a little bit more romantic. Now he's bringing out more of that great like boogie woogie and bluesy and really slow balladry approach. You know what I mean? This is the way to go, man. When it comes to this album, oh man. So all these songs I've already mentioned already, or perhaps talked about. You know what I mean? So I may not probably take so long on this review, because I did choose like maybe 5 songs off this album that I really liked. So anyways, let's go and get started. Alrighty, side 1, Rainy Day Woman, 12 and 35. Now the 12 and 35, for what I was reading upon the song, however, it's about manipulation. It's about someone that's feeling depressed, perhaps, or the drug lingo thing. It could be about drugs too. I'm not sure. The 12 and 35 was actually taken from the Bible, one of the Bible verses, talking about a rainy day woman, perhaps, her feeling a little bit guilty and feeling a little bit, depressed and stuff. Well, I would not feel so all alone. Everybody must get stoned. Of course, Bob Dylan has always played this a lot, man. I like, and I'm surprised he never actually performed this live. Actually, never. During the time of the release and stuff, and during his, kind of his last touring days, concert days there, he didn't perform this song until to the Isle of Wight. That was the first time he actually performed that live, with the band. They weren't called the Hawks anymore; they were called the band. Apparently, there's a funny story. Robbie Robbie Robertson wasn't part of the recording because he stepped out to have a cigarette or something. He came back in, the song was over. I do like the outtake. There's only one, they only did one take on this song. You can hear these boots are made for walking, and Bob Dylan's talking about like porcupine or something, and something like that, like something going through his ear. It's funny. It's hilarious. I do like it. Yep, a number 2 hit song, and number 1 at that time, when it wasn't number 2, was Monday Monday. Can you believe that? Here you go. This this really tensional song. Like, this song is just has dark meaning and theming, and at the end, they talk about they stone you when you're in your grave. Like, that's the most darkest line probably ever in this song. He talks about stoning while you're playing your guitar, while you're driving your car. I love it. And like I said, every Bob Dylan thing I always talk about every time. This was one of the first songs that instantly got me into this album. It instantly made me a fan of Bob Dylan. Made me a fan of the album, and of course, many of his other albums, right? Rainy Day Woman, excellent song. Excellent opener, I believe. And those trumpets and that, not ragtime, but marching, drunk thing. And of course, like I said previously while I was talking about the additional musicians, Al Cooper did a lot of the hooray, the hoorays and the drunken people, The next song is "Pledging My Time." What a great song! I really love this song, man. It's perhaps talking about drugs, maybe perhaps, or maybe perhaps pledging his time towards a woman that he loves. Putting her on a pedestal, if you will. Well, I'm pledging my time. I'm hoping you come through too. Alrighty, we'll try to go a little bit, fast here. Hopefully, we can get this through. He also talks about Louise in the next song, "Visions of Johanna." Oh, what a great song, man! 7 minutes. Originally, this song was called "Freeze Out." Well, these visions of Johanna, oh, that remain. I really love this song. He's envisioning this fictional, this thing or whatever they can't see, but perhaps is thinking about so much. He's at the art gallery. He's at all these other different venues, like these different places and stuff. And he's thinking about this Johanna. He's always thinking about her. And Louise, who is of course the lover, right? 4th track, and actually the last song on side 1 on the first disc is "Sooner or Later, One of Us Must Know." You don't know what you're supposed. You know what you were supposed to do. This was actually the first song recorded on Blonde on Blonde. Can you believe that? I really love that. Just cool, like poppy kind of atmospherical song, if you will, with that organ. Sounds a lot like the next song that's coming up on side 2 on the first disc. So we got 4 great songs on here, man. And of course, "Pledging My Time." Oh, such a bluesy song. "Visions of Johanna," that just drives you in for a great ride. And "Sooner or Later," that really has a nice pop feel to it. And I think it was a B-side to one of the 4 songs, I believe. Could have been "I Want You." Maybe this could have been the B. I believe this song could have been the B-side of "I Want You," or it may have been a single. I'm not sure. Side 2 is "I Want You." Went to number 22 the summer of that year. Really cool, upbeat kind of poppy song. And that organ. Oh man, that organ is constantly around this whole album. Now this song kind of sounds a little bit like that. A little bit later, George Harrison. "Give Me Love, Give Me Peace on Earth." It sounds a little bit like that song, a little bit, perhaps. I don't know. Well, my dream amaze. I took his flute. And this whole album, he does a woo, 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 woo. Like, He does like that throughout this whole album. But I love it, man. 4 minutes, a great song, man. "I Want You." Great pop song, definitely for sure. Which definitely fits in, definitely very well. Just after "Sooner or Later," you flip it, "I Want You." Continues on that ride. All right, then we get the next song. Probably one of my favorite Dylan songs. Probably Right there with Rainy Day Woman. Stuck inside a mobile with the Memphis Blues again. Well, the rag man, he draws circles up and down the block. Oh ma, could this be the end? To being stuck inside a mobile with the Memphis Blues again. Oh, what a great song, man. Perhaps he's stuck. Perhaps he doesn't know what to do. He's out of focus. He just can't stand these things, man. A lot of great characters that kind of arise, or figures that come arise of this song, and that amazing drumming there by Kenny Buttrey. Oh man, so great. Kenny Buttrey is just absolutely fantastic on this. You definitely hear it for sure. I really love that. Just, you know, organ continues and the doom 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 doom. It was so great. You know, it just gives it that ultimate. Just gives it that great sounding, just feeling of how it feels to be with these guys, and like, you know. But man, 7 minutes is absolutely fantastic. You know, I really love this song. You know, I know it goes on and on and on a little bit, you know, but I think it's a great song. Are you kidding me? And it just ends. Psh, bam, bam, psh. I just love that, man. It just ends. It doesn't fade away. It ends. Then we get the next song, Leopard Skin Pillbox Hat. He performed this, of course, several times during his last times there performing. You know, in the mid-60s, that was sort of a big thing, is to have a leopard skin pillbox hat. You know, that was sort of popular at that time. You know, he's talking about his lover. He's talking about, you know, he's really addicted to this girl. And he's really attached to this girl, and he really likes that, you know, she has this thing on her head, you know, to make her look attractive. You know what I mean? And then Just Like a Woman. Oh, what a great song. Oh my God. Is there anything, do I really need to say anything about this song? This is a great song. It sounds a little bit like Tom Petty a little bit. I can hear it a little bit. What a great song. I mean, just absolutely fantastic. I do love how, like, you know, it's just so, like, engaging. Like, you know what I mean? The doon 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 woo. Oregon, oh man. Well, I guess you could say this is a breakup song. I mean, she's moving on, man. I mean, she's taking all of her clothes. She's moving on, man. She's being a woman. She's being just like a woman, right? Or perhaps like a little girl. Oh man, great song. Alrighty, so that's what ends the first disc. Opening up the next disc, side 3, is mostly Go Your Way, Not Go Mine. Such a hoppy song, it's really great. Again, breakup song, right? I guess I'll go my way, you go your way, right? Next song is Temporary Like Achilles. I'm talking about this guy that's kind of temporary for the time, just being a muscular, just kind of just being this guarded guy, you know. Achilles meaning the hero, the alpha male, if you will. For a short period of time there, you know, until, you know, something happens or whatever. That's part of the romantic feeling. That's the romantic theme of this album, right? And I really like that. You know, it just has like that really cool bar, kind of like, you know, smoky bar kind of vibe to it, like that piano just really, I think Bob's playing it, I believe, but it's so great, and that harmonica that kind of just lingers around, and I just really love that playing, man. And of course the other guys too, you know, Charlie McCoy and you know, all these other players. Mike Bloomfield, perhaps. I'm pretty sure he's on this album, but man, just what a great song, man. Then we got Absolutely Sweet Marie. Doesn't it sound like, this song reminds me a lot like of a bubblegum song, doesn't it? Like it has like a 1910 Fruit Gum Company, like it has like that late 60s sound with that keyboard. It almost sounds like, you know, the Mysterians, question mark, the Mysterians. Where are you tonight, Sweet Marie? Wondering where this lover is, right? He loves Sweet Marie. It's a great song. It's a great hoppy song too. I mean, it's just I like how it just kind of it's just excellent. It's it's really hopping, and I really like that feeling, that really hoppy feeling that kind of goes out through this song, and it's great, man. Right. Next song is Fourth Time Around. Some say they, Bob Dylan ran the Beatles. They ran for their money, right? Rubber Soul, Norwegian Wood. Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course, it's there. It sounds like the Beatles, of course, or Norwegian Wood. I think it sounds a little bit better than Norwegian Wood. I think. Fourth time around, man. I mean, hey, I keep getting you, man, but I don't know. I can't get through with you. I don't know what's going on. That's what it's meaning. That's what perhaps it's talking about. The narrator is talking about. Hey, man, I came around here, but still, I'm getting no answer here. Next song is obviously Five Believers. So I can't It's so cool. I don't know if Robbie Robertson is playing that. Really got a cool, crunchy hook, kind of almost like that really bouncy rock and roll feel, Obviously, Five Believers, man. I don't know. We got these five guys here, and doesn't look like they're not really. I don't know what this girl right in the middle here. She doesn't know who to get. She doesn't know what she wants. She's got all these guys or whatever. They're trying to believe these different things. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what the song is, right? I love it. It's great. It's again, that really it just has that 60s, that late 60s sound, and I really love it. It's hopping, it's upbeat, it's great, man. Then the last song, side 4, which actually just finishes the whole side, is Sad Eyed Lady of the Lowlands. This is a fantastic song. 11 minutes. You really got that ultimate just pounding drums that keep going, and that organ just swaying away, and Dylan's just passionate. He's just so open-hearted. He's open to his new lover, Sarah Lones is her name, and I think they kind of, I guess they were kind of meant to be, right? I mean, to write a song about your lover and really just making it so passionate, making it long too. I mean, it's as long as it's the same time as whatchamacallit, Desolation Row. 11 minutes long, and this song is fantastic. I love it. I can feel Dylan, his passion, his feeling for her. You know what I mean? I just love it, man. It's a great ending to this album too. Oh yeah, I don't know what song. Maybe if you can, folks, let me know. One of the lyrics here is, "However, why are you so hard?" One of these songs have to have that lyric in there. I'm not sure, but folks, let me know. Comments below. However, why are you so hard? What is that song from? Because I'm trying to remember. I don't know. I've written that down, but I'm not sure what song that came from. Well, folks, that is it. My review of Blonde on Blonde, Bob Dylan. Fantastic. This is probably one of my favorite albums by him by far. Either that or Highway 61. Like I said, Bob Dylan's going for a different approach here. Romantic, longing, envisioning these lovers, except for probably the first track. But, maybe Pleasure My Time. But it could be about romance, or maybe falling in love, maybe, perhaps, or maybe drugs or something. A lot of drug lingo, a lot of, loving, a lot of breakups, or perhaps feeling a little lonely, July the 28th, 1966, Bob Dylan, he's got the motorcycle accident, and from there, Bob Dylan just rolls along, until he heals up. We got the greatest hits coming up, Bob Dylan, 1967, and my next album here is John Wesley Harding, a different, and by the way, this coat here is the same coat that he'll be wearing for the next two albums, or album covers. So, Now we get into that country phase of Dylan. The some say the crooner, the crooner voice of Dylan. But anyways, folks, that's it. That's my review of Blonde and Blonde. Thank you, folks. And it's been 25 minutes already, but alrighty. Take care. Bye-bye.